Hi, welcome back, and you're very welcome if you're new. So today I'm going to set up my new weekly and daily Hemlock and Oak. And I'm going to link down below the unboxing of this planner if you're wanting to see what it looks like, as well as my what planners and journals I'm using in 2026 video where I go into details about what I'm using and why. But this planner essentially is going to be my everyday, carry it about, don't care if I make scribbles in it, messy planner. So I'm calling it my functional planner, even though technically my other planner is functional too. I intend to use it daily as well, but I'm going to use stickers in it and go all out, and it's a keepsake for me. I have linked below last year's 2025 sticker setup video if you want to see that. It's down below. And then over the weekend I'm going to be working on this year, so you'll see that next week, and I'll link it into this video once it's live. If stickers are your thing in relation to setups, don't worry, that's coming. But today I am solely using pens and markers, and I wasn't sure whether to share this or not because it is just pens and markers, but I thought I would go ahead and share it anyway because I enjoy watching planner setups regardless of whether they're stickers or not, and also there might be some inspiration in it for someone, so in that case it's worth it. So I'm just starting by putting in my little tabs from Coffee Monsterz Co. I started off doing this in the most awkward way humanly possible, and it's not like I've never put tabs on before. I don't know what I am doing, but eventually I figure it out and put it on the proper way by bringing the page over, sticking it on top rather than underneath in the correct position, flipping it back over and then folding it. I don't know what I was doing here, honestly. But yeah, I'll put them in, and then even though I'm not using stickers in this planner, I decided to put a little sticker on the front cover because it's fun and I have to look at it all year. So I had a little look and found a little coffee cup. So we'll do that really quickly and then we'll get into the next thing I'm going to do.
Walking round in circles, wondering where to start this long overdue conversation. Why we're falling apart, awake, tossing and turning, one more endless fight. Since I heard you were talking to someone else last night, thank you for making it easy to leave. Thank you for letting me know how I feel. It's the heart that hurts the most, but I'm ready to let go. So now I thank you for making it easy to leave. I can hear myself breathing as I walk out the door.
By the way, that little band is in the fawn colour, and I actually decided to put it onto this planner. It's my very first year trying one, and I initially bought it with the intention of using it on my daily journal, but as I've never tried it, I didn't want to use it and then find that it caused damage to the cover. This is the paper flex cover, but my journal is actually the cloth flex, and I know it probably doesn't cause damage on the hard cover. Again, I don't know, but anyway, the point is that I didn't want to do it on a planner that I was keeping for life. So I'm going to try it all year on this planner, and then I'll know then from next year whether or not it's going to actually work for me. So this little section I'm referring to as my weeks reference, and I'm simply going through it and noting which week is what. In my main planner, I used this as what kits I used, so I did a whole decorative spread where I wrote the weeks, and then throughout the year I've been filling out the kit that I used for that week as something to look back on. This would have been the perfect place to do a pre-planner for that. so I could look ahead and see what kits I have and when I want to use them and map them out, what kits I'm missing. And it would have been great, but this year I'm not actually going to use kits. So I'm just going to use it as a reference for when I'm setting up this spread in my main planner, because I'm going to be noting just which washi I used really, or what general theme I had for fun as that spread. But it means when I'm sitting down to set it up, I don't have to think about it. I don't have to do all this calculation. Last year I actually made a bit of a mess. It was my first year using Hemlock and Oak, and I was always used to planners where if the 1st and 2nd was a Saturday and Sunday, that meant it was in the next month. So say February 1st and 2nd was Saturday and Sunday or whatever, then that week would be the first week of February's spread. However, in this planner, it's done by whichever week has the most days for the next month. It's included in that. I didn't explain that very well. Essentially, if you look here at April, the 30th to the 5th is actually included in April, because Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday are all part of the week, and they're April 1st to the 5th. Whereas if you look down to the 27th to the 3rd, instead of that being included in May, it's also included in April, because there's only 3 days of May within that week. So does that make sense? So I just thought this was a really good thing to do, and do all the thinking and literally check the weeks and see what's in it and etc. And that way I wouldn't have to worry about making a muck. And even if I only use this spread as a reference to set up my main planner, then it was still useful. And if I needed to reference throughout the year, then it's a bonus. So this next section is split into 4, one for each quarter, and each quarter has 3 months. As you can see, how low the left side is bugging me, so I'm trying to figure out a way to put something underneath it. Anyway, yes, the quarterly spread. So what I'm going to use this for is events and birthdays and bank holidays and stuff like that. This will be the same in my main planner, but my main planner is decorative and it's something that I'll be able to look back on, and it's for fun. This is it here, and like I said, I'm going to do the same thing in 2026. It's a lovely spread and it's fun to make, but this will be the functional version of it, and I'm not afraid to make a mess. And I actually did make a bit of a mess when I set this up, because I got confused with some of the dates, but it gave me that freedom to make the mess, and this is the thinking part. So when I go to sit down and set up my other planner, I don't have to think about it. I can just put all the dates in. But as well as that, it has a functional aspect, because when I go to sit and pre-plan my month, this will be what I refer to see what events and birthdays there are in that month. So I'm just going to go through using an N65 Tombow and a platinum, actually it's the light platinum, it's a clean colour dot, and highlight all those days and write them in.
Somewhere along the way, somehow we ended up at a crossroad and we got lost. Somewhere you chose to go left, while I turned the other way, and you got lost. Want you to know, for all I know, gonna be okay. Take a walk and I join you. Just leave a trace and I follow. Make a wish and I make it come true. For all I know.
So my brain needed a break after that, and I went back to this a few days later. I didn't use any of the opening spreads, by the way, but a bit like what I'm about to do with this January overview, I could always go back and change them up. And I might actually use them to help me plan the opening spreads of my planner and journal, and also what I'm going to do with the note pages and stuff. But anyway, what I'm about to do here is prepare myself for whenever I'm doing the monthly spreads. And I'm not actually going to sit and do the planning part. I'm going to wait until I have all my journals and planners set up. But when I come to plan for the month of January, I'll have this all sitting ready to go. And essentially I'm going to just write down every single, I was going to say column, section that I have currently, because I'm combining my social journal and my main planner. So by writing this all down, I'm able to put in which ones I'm keeping, which ones I'm removing, and anything I want to add. And then I can use the end part, which you'll see me set up in a second, which is January's year end and February's opening, to actually plan where I'm going to put everything, because it's the same layout. So you can see here I have memories where I've been taking a couple of pictures at the end of the month and sticking them in, and then I put this month's top 3, etc. And I'm just going to go through and get all them. And then when I come to plan for the month, which I'll do after Christmas probably, because I want to get all my planners set up first, I will be ready to go. But obviously I don't need to do that every month, so I will just use it for whatever I need it for. I'm going into the new year, want to have a real focus on my health, even more so than I am now. I've already been focusing, but that time of year I want to really get into the zone. So I could use it for different counts if I wanted, like step count, totals or whatever, or just for notes. Like I said, anything I want to use it for, even if it's something random, like planning something out like this. That's what I'll do with those sections, because I won't be duplicating my monthly sections that are in my main planner. It'll be my actual planner monthly spread that I put my events, and you can see that there. And I love it, so I don't feel the need to duplicate it. Apart from the actual month, which I will pre-plan in, and you'll see that in a second, the actual overview and end of month part, I don't need a pre-planner for, just this initial, what I'm going to put in each section.
Headlights on the highway. If you only knew, being back here always makes me think of you. When the world is sleeping, do you think of me? With the road ahead's coming back again, coming back to me. I remember the long drives, the late nights in your car. I remember it all. Windows down, empty streets, you were all I used to know. You and I, forever ago. And you used to drive me home. Now I drive alone. You and I, forever ago. This town's so quiet, this time of year, with the road ahead's coming back again, coming back to me. I remember the long drives, the late nights in your
like I said, the overview and review I don't need in this planner. It's going to be solely in my main planner. However, this is going to be my pre-planner in this little monthly layout. So this will be where all my plans go right up until the point where I set up January in my main planner, and then it'll take over. So I'm going to refer to the front for events and birthdays, and then I will put in anything that I know in advance, like annual leave, etc, etc. So I'm going to get my hair done this Saturday, and normally I would book an appointment and have nowhere to put it because I don't want to write anything into my planner until I have all the stickers down. It's a keepsake, etc. So I don't have anywhere to put it. I would either just try to remember it, which doesn't work, or maybe put it in a reminder app or something and then still forget. I don't know. Essentially, no, I don't have to worry about that. I can go straight to February, which is when I'll probably book it. And even though I won't necessarily have pre-planned for February and put in all my dates from the front, I can go straight away and put in the date of my appointment. And then ultimately, when I set up February with all my stickers, I'll know what date my hair appointment is. So hopefully that little rant made sense. And I'm not going to go through and pre-plan the entire year's months. I'll either have a bit of extra time one day and do a couple of months together, or closer to the time sit down and refer to the front spread and move over all my birthdays and etc. But it'll still be somewhere that I can put stuff in advance regardless of whether I've pre-planned or not, because there's nowhere else to put them. I don't put hair appointments in the front of the planner, you know what I mean? So it'll be in there, and hopefully this will really make a huge difference. I feel like it's going to.
Had a few kids, bought a new house, promised you heaven, but it never did work out. Got a new job and moved uptown. I bought you everything you never questioned.
Right, so like I said, I'll do February whenever I feel like it, probably closer to the time. However, I'm going to show you here how I'm going to use the weeklies. I normally wouldn't do this so far in advance, but like I said, I just want to show you how I'm going to use it. So this will be a pre-planner for my weeks, and I will use this as my weekly spread right up until the point my main planner takes over. Same thing really. And I'm going to go through and just plot in everything I need to put in. When I pre-plan, I either check the date that I've already booked my Tesco delivery, or I book one for that time and put it in and just map out what my week is going to look like. So when I sit down to decorative plan, it's all already there for me. And then I don't have a daily planner because it's my journal. So this planner's main function then, apart from the pre-planning sections, will actually be to be my daily planner. And I can write in long task lists and scribble things out and add things in, and have my weekly planner with all the stickers and the neatness alongside it.